Hey, what's up, everybody? You got Jerome Green on the scene, and today is going to be short, simple, and sweet. I'm just going to go over my first Zoom show. I'm going to show it in its entirety, and I'm going to do it after my intro. All right. So it was fun doing the first Zoom, and don't forget, um, not this Saturday, but next week Saturday, 5 to 7. I'm doing another Zoom, and hopefully it's going to be better than this one, and I hope y'all going to enjoy it. All right, if y'all do come, please put in your thinking caps because I'm talking about just straight up solutions. All right, straight up solutions. You already know what the problem is. And if you do come, uh, I'm gonna lay it out, lay out the whole thing and how it's supposed to go. All right. With that being said, I want y'all to get your tea, kick off your shoes, and enjoy this. All right. I check you out at the end, and I hope you enjoy it. And after the intro, the show is going to be coming on. All right, peace, and I'm out. Check you out later.
You're not watching your own.
Uh-huh.
So I personally, with my family and some friends, we have purchased 40 acres to build a sustainable homestead on. We're talking about we supply our own electricity, we're digging our well, and we have our own septic system. Now, if we can do this on a scale, we're going to level this up and scale it to community level. We'll start off small, growing our own food, and obviously it can't be 100%. Our electricity and water will be 100% though. Solar and wind generation to develop this. I've studied in multiple countries to be able to provide this to our Black community. This started as a journey for me about uh, 7 or 8 years ago. And I've been on the hunt. David has known me, he's seen me develop this idea from its infancy. So this is something that I'm extremely passionate about. I'm so glad that you have this forum. Um, I keep my head down and just work towards the goal. The individuals that I work with, we are international community. We have support in Mexico, um, Chile, Australia, um, to now we're building lines in Africa. So specifically Sierra Leone. Now, this is the type of building that I think that we need. If we can pull all of these resources, how to build a sustainable community, how to reinvest in wealth. We've introduced foreign exchange trading, cryptocurrency trading. These are all small practices that we took it upon ourselves to test these platforms. Does it work? Uh, Honestly, we tripled our investment by just dipping into Dogecoin. Uh, we need to um, perfect story of David and Goliath. David he had stones. He had three stones. He threw one, hit this giant in the head. That did not kill the giant. You know, you stunned him. That did not kill the giant. He took the giant sword and cut his head off. We need to use the same systems that are being used against us to decapitate this giant. Here's what I learned from that. He used that giant, and then he went to the pastor and he was like, "Hey, save this armor and sword for me. I'm gonna need it later, and keep that with us. You know, we need to pass it down intergenerationally. You need to know how to use this sword, when to use this sword. Um, these are the things that I think we need in our arsenal. Insurance policies, we're invested. If I go right now, my family will make close to $1 million. But we don't teach this. We need to pass these down. So that's I'm gonna leave it right there. I believe Janice was on the right point. David, you're with it.
Well,
Brother Jerome, please.
Did you heard me when I was talking about the things we need to do, or my little solution? You did,
Yes, sir.
because I know for me it's like, because one thing I'm really hard on, and people I don't think fully understand is the system. Well, because I know it's multiple systems. You got the law system. Right now, it's like the policing, and it's like people say we need to vote to get those to change that system. And to me, I don't agree with that, because my thing is, long as the people is in power, how you gonna the same way you voted somebody into that system, say one of us, how is one of us going to change that system if the white man created that system, and he ain't gonna change it for him to lose power? You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, people are saying we need to vote and get people in that power. I mean, in the law system and all that, to change the laws and everything. That's not going to work. And the thing is, we need to realize, no, we don't need that. We need to pull out of that whole system. Pull out of that whole system, because if you don't utilize that system, the system will fail. Their system that keep us down will fail. But a lot of people don't understand. It's like, man, we've been brainwashed and told that we need this system to work. I mean, we need, and the thing is, this whole thing, what I'm trying to do is get people to realize, because just a lot of people don't realize that. The whole thing, believing in that system to work, it's not. We need to stop using that system. And the whole thing is get them to realize that. Once you get people to realize that and understand how system works, then I think we can come together and create something to work. Like, I mean, all of us can come together and share the information to better ourselves. Policing system, all that, I mean, our own policing system, water, education, and because one thing about a system, I'm talking about a social system. There's two things common with all social systems. One is the education, and one is a education, and another one is a spiritual system. I don't care what community you go across the world, every community has that, a system. Well, it's more to it than just that, but in a social system, those are some of the things that are in a system, and understanding the elements and everything to make that up. So, I mean, that's one thing I think we need to go back to the roots and understanding the system and understand social system or the political system, and understand that no matter what, the laws are not going to change to benefit us. They're not going to change the law, any laws, even with the George Floyd and all these other things. I don't care what you say or do. They're going to change laws. They might change some of the laws, but it ain't going to benefit us. It's going to benefit them in a way. So, I mean,
I agree. I think so long as we are attempting to negotiate from a position that lacks power, we're not going to be heard.
Exactly.
If you want to vote. Please prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that we don't need our own entirely self-sustaining system before we start negotiating. So vote all you want. I'll be building this system meanwhile. And I'm pretty sure when they realize that $1 trillion has been depleted from their capitalistic system, they're gonna be like, oh, well, what can we do for you, Black people? I'm sorry. You need some tax breaks. You need some better schools. But we got to build it ourselves first.
We got to start with each community. It's like for here, it's like getting people here where we at in Indiana to get people around here to understand that. I mean, I know probably Chicago and Illinois, Kentucky. I mean, I bet you just people are doing that, but it's like if we can do it here and do it there and somehow come together and reach one another, we can collectively come up with some type of system to do that. And that's my overall goal with this. But first, we got to start locally and start locally and get, well, I know here where we at right now, got to start that locally here.
Yep.
And then I don't know like any other place, but I'm saying if any of y'all know people doing stuff local, it's like it's one of those things where we need to touch bases with the people who's hitting that up in those areas, so we can like start doing that.
So yeah, I definitely get the idea of locally, but I feel like some of the issues, and I've seen this in just different people I was in the military with who may have joined the military to get like a certain foot up on life, or to get out of a certain situation, and then to go back to where they came from before the military and end up in the same situation they were in before they left. And like to me, that's that kind of a sign of, if the mind, like, and I get it that the location doesn't always make either difference, but it helps to change your mind when you are a part of rebuilding something, or not even rebuilding, just building something completely. So like having these finding investors or finding people who are willing to get plots of land, or have, it's via like up there in Washington, you got the 40 acres and everything. Or, I probably would do somewhere a little bit warmer for myself, but feel like it might get some rain up there. Well, I don't know. Might be a little wet up there. But just finding, but but all across, like, I've driven across this country. There's a lot of land still actively available in this country. So we talk about doing something different, staying in the same okay, but I'm gonna say this before. It really upset me when I found out that there was a Department of Housing and Development, because the conditions that I grew up in the housing system, and how the housing system has been in every major city I've ever lived in, it really upset me to know that there's a whole department of the government that is keeping the, or like I can't say they keep it, but it seems like they're not. There's a lot that hasn't changed in the last 30 some years of the housing market. You know what I mean? Like, of the urban housing. So I have to assume whether these individuals are incompetent or they're keeping people in a certain state intentionally. So when it comes to that idea, it's like, okay, well, starting home is fine, but like not everybody in the home wants to not be on the plantation. You can't go in and try to free somebody who doesn't want to be free. I had to learn that lesson the hard way too. You remember GM1? GM1 had to teach me that years ago. You can't save everybody because not everybody want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved, So now you're wasting energy by trying to save an individual who doesn't want to be saved. So by going and getting this land grab, these homesteads, and building ourselves, like, okay, I know we a little bit, get up there in age, but we still got enough to break our backs. And the Amish community do it all the time. The Amish community is barely even part of it. So if we out there building our own, we got these
Well,
condex boxes or those trailers and stuff, and we start building our own industry like they did then. Like we have enough talented people to be able to go and build on this land and create, just literally just go and just create. We
well,
like Tyler Perry just bought this land for this studio, and I was trying to think. I was like, you know what? I started thinking about when I'm building my own studio in my room over here. It's like what I'm realizing, it's like, oh, a space is just a place that you can keep it, like that you don't have to take down, and you can just, like, you don't have to pay nobody else. You just have this land and you just build this studio on it, and you just make all your movies and all your shows and like all your, like, everything. Like wow, like why didn't I think about that? Like you just build your space and just build yourself in the process. And then, like, if you build the space and you have a hot product, like some of the music and movies that, like, like we are some of the most creative people in the world, and having and because we look for someone else to pay us,
well,
we get paid off, which is a definition of selling out.
but I mean, knowing that, it's like, okay, what does it take to get this information out? because my thing is, like I said, I'm trying to stay focused to the whole thing is the solution, and how can we get the people to know this? I mean, we need to get how can we get this information to the people?
The solutions, again, the solution is, like I said, we're not, for what the way I see it, and getting people out there. Like I feel like you're not really, you can talk to people all day, but
I mean,
until we have a big enough platform for people to listen, I don't think it's going to really get that far. Because Hollywood has a big platform.
yeah,
Hollywood has the movies and things like that, like, or the music. The music has a big platform. So,
well,
but
but
again,
like that.
not everybody's going to want to come. Not everybody's going to
I
want to change, and not everyone can be in their community and change. It's like, oh well, how can I change
well,
when I see this person over here?
I,
No, like, like.
I mean, I know it's not going to reach everybody. My whole thing is, like right now, I ain't expecting to reach everybody, 1 million people the first day. I ain't. The whole thing is, I'm doing this right now because nobody else is doing it, especially here. And the whole thing is, if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. And the whole thing is if I don't do it, then there's like the information is not going to get out there to get people to know this stuff. The whole thing is, I don't matter if 1 or 2 people or 100 people see it. The whole thing is putting information out there so people know the information is out there. Because I mean, the whole thing is, I know people get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, and this might not be on their radar. The whole thing, because they ain't caught up in the hustle and bustle of life. But until somebody like put this information out there, put it in a way that might catch your eye, or just no matter how you put the information out there, it's like just put it out there. It's going to grab somebody. Say you got 100 people, and you say what you're going to say. It's going to hit, I say, 10 people. But the whole thing is, as long as you put that information out there, you're going to hit those 10 people, and they're gonna, once you do that, it's going to start rolling. So my whole thing is, it's like, because the whole thing is, it's a solution. The whole thing is, like I say, straight to the point, but I mean, right to the point, but left out the solution. The whole thing, solution. Who can we go to? Who can we get to? Do we need to find people who has, what the heck? Do we need to find people who has the skill set to teach these people? Because I mean, I know I only can teach a certain element of certain things. I mean, my whole thing is, go ahead.
I think Janice has her hand up to speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do too.
I think it's like everything else that you start, it starts at home. You know, it starts at home. We got to start teaching our kids. You know, we got to start teaching our children. I mean, we spend a lot of money with white folks. You know, we spend a whole lot of money with white folks. They ain't spending none on us. You know,
So
just like Navir said about getting the insurance policies. I have 4 sons. I've been talking to all of them. Get some insurance on your mama. You know, I'm not going to pay for it, but you get it and you pay for it. Because right now, as a Black woman, I'm worth more dead than I am alive. Get that insurance. I got 3 houses here in Evansville. I have 4 sons. And I got 3 houses. I got 2 sons in 2 of them, and I'm in 1 of them. And like I say, when I leave here, y'all do whatever y'all got to do to keep this property.
Wow.
But we got to start working on ourselves. It's not going to happen overnight. It took us 500 years to get here. The white man been real busy. They got us where they want us, and we letting them keep us there. We got to get their foot off our necks because they going to try to keep them on there. I mean, all this little money that they doling out right now, that's just another form of keeping us down. That's all it is. And eventually somebody gonna pay the piper for all this money that they doling out. And who you think it's gonna be? But the thing is that we are smart. And I know we are. And we need to let everybody else know that we smart. We need to start getting together and stop hating on each other, number one. Because until we stop doing that, we ain't gonna get nowhere. As long as we hating on each other, and they count on that. Man, the white man been at this game for a long time. And he knows exactly what to do and when to do it. And then when you get the blacks, they get a little prestige, get a little money. You know, we don't have trust in each other. We don't trust each other. And they did that from the very beginning. They broke our trust in each other. So until we start trusting each other again, we're not gonna make it anywhere. We're gonna have to stick our necks out and start trusting each other.
Who's going to change that?
And I understand that every time somebody do stick their neck out and trust somebody, that their neck get broke. You know, but sometimes you just got to put a bandage on it and keep on pushing. and learn, okay, like my mama always told me, don't give nobody nothing if you can't afford to give it to them and expect it back. You know, so yeah, you get some bumps and bruises, but until we learn that we have to start trusting each other, just like I said about the 3 houses that I have. Okay, a lot of trust comes from just watching people. When you see people getting ahead, and you be like, oh, they doing this, and that, and what are they doing? You know, they living good. You know, and they really ain't got too much more than what I got. You know, but they living a whole lot better than I'm living. Yeah, because I'm not running to you know what? I don't even know none of them designer folks. Yeah, but I ain't running to them to buy my clothes, okay? I ain't going to buy no $300 Nikes and all these other folks that sell that high price stuff. I mean, yeah, we all want to look nice, but you can do that for $10, you know? Versus I can put on some stuff that you think is Versace, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but so that's what we gotta do. We gotta learn how to save instead of spending. Spend in the right places.
Mm-hmm. And from what I'm hearing from everybody, the areas that we're all in separate places, but the wherever we are that's local, finding the plot of land, a big enough plot of land, like going the route of having a list of different skill sets that you would need to build a city. Like, okay, I'm gonna need these people and these people to, like, to do different things, and then just like literally just going that route of, okay, like people talk about Black Wall Street, and they talk about being afraid of doing things, Rosewood, and all different places like that had this bustling community that was destroyed. Well, what I saw in the movie, I saw this movie, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
And though the movie didn't end favorably, as many of the stories in that area, the era did not. But what they did after they burnt down they tore up, they kept tearing up their house, their station. The community got together and kept rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Black Wall Street was rebuilt. It was about half the size as it was after rebuilding, but they rebuilt. I just recently learned that the reason Black Wall Street went away was because integration. Because once they got into your mind that right is right, and that, like, you can't trust a brother, or like, every time you go to black people, they selfish, or they expensive, or they stingy, or they mean, and it's like, okay, well, you get this rude treatment from this white business all the time, or regularly, but you don't stop going to white businesses. You stop
Exactly.
going. You still continue to go to Walmart, even though, like, oh, they kind of rude, or their food was kind of stale, or like, like you still go to eat Chinese food, even though the food you get is kind of like, but this is kind of nasty here. You might go to a different restaurant, but you don't just stop eating all Chinese food because you have one bad experience. So that's another thing to be putting out further. But that's one of those like those things that comes in the artwork because some people don't think this way or they don't have that mindset. So if they don't get it in a palatable way, if they don't come across it in a way that's going to get them to think differently, they're going to continue to operate the same. Jerome.
Okay, I guess my thing is right. I was gonna say is okay. Going back to a solution like police, the stuff that's going on in the policing with that. How do we fix that? Because the thing is, I know. Hold on. Hold on. Here comes my cousin. What's up, Greg Williams? How you doing? Can you hear me?
Hey,
You did
Greg.
great. Can,
Catherine's on his thing.
can you hear me? Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. Let me go back to where I was at. As in police, the policing and stuff that's going on in the. What is a solution to fix this? Because I mean, my thing is, as in, who do we need to talk to? Who? I mean, I'm trying to get knee deep into solutions, as in, not talking about what's going on. I mean, because we all know what's going on. The whole thing is like, okay, for instance, how can we stop this? What can we do to do this? And do we need somebody who is specializing in teaching or something to talk to the Black community or get the Blacks to listen? Or because I mean, yeah.
Well, you're specifically referring, speaking to how we're being policed, correct?
No, how we been? No, it's like the issue, how to fix it.
So back in the day, in the 70s, there used to be like police programs. Police that were in your neighborhood would come take the kids out. They'd have camps during the summer, after school programs at the police precinct because they had a gym and a weight room. So the police officers knew the families in the neighborhood that they were policing. That's the issue, is that you have police coming to neighborhoods and they're scared. They don't know Jerome. They don't know David. They don't know Janice. They all look like criminals to me. Because I'm a cop. White cop at that. I live in another neighborhood. I've never seen these people. And so they move different. And Black people move, we move different than white people. We look maybe more aggressively or passionate when we speak. And all of that seems threatening. If police, an immediate solution would be for to reenact or reengage police community programs where police officers get to know the individuals in the neighborhoods that they're policing. Because once they become human and not suspects, targets to be acquired, then they become people that I can care about and empathize with. That's a more immediate, a bottom-up solution, because the down has taken, 600 years, and we haven't seen much progress.
Back in the day, when I was growing up, we had beat cops.
Yep.
You saw the same police every day. They knew you. So, with that being said, with the cops getting to know everybody, they started realizing that we're human.
Mhm.
You know, so that's why beat cops stop. They don't want the police to know us. They don't want them to know that we're human, that we live the same kind of lives that they live. So that's why they got all these different cops coming around. Don't nobody know nobody. You know, they're gonna beat you down. So yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff need to change, but it's gonna be slow.
I'll say, for me, I think what needs to happen is, once again, I say, there we go with the policing system, understanding how that works. And the whole thing is, no matter what, it's not going to change to benefit us. It's always going to benefit them. So the whole thing is, once again, is coming back to us to police ourselves. Each community should come together and create something within their community. But then once they create something in their community, it's like reaching out. Everybody need to reach out throughout the United States and create our own, like come together as a collective. And then that's one thing we can do, like I say, pulling us up out the system and utilize our own system. And because I know I grew up, I mean, I lived in Oakland when where the Black Panthers were, and understanding how they did a lot of things, and
Smash.
things that they did. And it's like, we need to do that, understanding how they was able to carry guns and police their own community and everything. That's what we need to do within ourselves. But the whole thing is finding the people to do that. As in each community, sit down and have somebody to sit down and sit down and teach, or because each one of these aspects, we need to sit down and have people teach, who's willing to teach and teach the community, the Black community, this stuff, so we can, one, come together collectively.
David, you want to go? You want to go ahead, David?
No,
Okay.
you go ahead. No. I feel like me because I know when I was going through this, what you just said, Jerome, I had a lot of contact with Zavir when it was going on, and I wrote this grant to get funding for this idea, this is like empathy type workshop, that was basically about taking those different things to each community and going to the communities to teach these different things about policing each other without like the way that we're taught how to police each other, right? Like oh,
That's
you should be a trained snitch or whatever it is. Well, it's not that as a concept. It's oh well, you're doing what you need to do to protect your community. You're not snitching outside the community. You snitching to the community. Like hey, this is what they doing. So it's coming more inwards. But I put something in the chat, and from what I understand about what I was saying about earlier is one of the biggest things that we can do is again start building our own cities. We have
yeah.
the position for it. So if you look at Zavir put in the chat, he put in his article about this land, these 97 acres that was bought in Georgia. So that is the tangible solution of, I know the dude, Dr. Umar Johnson, talks about a school and everything and different things like that. Well, I don't know how long it's going to take him to build this school, but I've seen construction projects and I know they don't take that long. So, and we can, and especially if we're outside of, whatever city's limits, we have our own certification, or we have as long as we have state certified, whatever, we build it ourselves. And then like the things that are happening with everything on camera, we make a show about it. You know what I'm saying? We have camera crews watching us. They do rebuilding homes. Okay, well we're building this city, so people are going to come along and attempt it. But at the same time, the situation with them coming to burn it down, that's not likely to happen when it's on camera. It's not likely for people to come and try to destroy it because it's like, oh, that's messed up. Those people were just trying to do their thing and they destroyed it. So then they can see it more tangibly. They can feel it more tangibly. So one of the biggest solutions, you know, is building schools, but but I got to come back to Black Wall Street because of how powerful it was. It was so powerful that people need the government. This is government planes.
Yeah, I know
The
that.
government needed to destroy it. So understanding that in itself and not allowing that fear to seep into your mindset of decision making, because that fear, you know, when we make just choices out of fear, you know, we make choices out of fear. To not allow that fear to be like, oh, who can we run to? Who can get to help us? It's like, oh, know what you do? You just start recruiting skill sets. You start recruiting builders first. You start recruiting technicians. You start recruiting, you know, civil engineers. You know, there are people out there that are like, you know, so like, you know, you start. I guess might start off with financial folks who was like, oh, okay, well, like, you know, this land over here is that, you know, we can get this land here for this, and you know, that's how you rebuild. Is you start like literally start building. I had this idea of having this. It's really challenging for people to get certifications in construction after being in prison. So it was like, okay, well, what if I had this prison release program where you get to work here, you be able to get certified in doing different trades that they took out of most schools, but you get certified in this trade, and then you go. My original plan was to help rebuild your community, but you can go build this new community and move your family out of that situation. Because as long as we're in what we call the ghettos or these reservations, these areas that were reserved for those melanated people, you know, like
Yeah.
as long as we're in those or infused in that lifestyle, most people will be in that mindset. And then those who are going to come along, they're going to come along because they're going to not want to be those situations. And those who don't, they're just going to be there. Like they're going to live the life they're living. They're going to continue being in the most comfortable way, which is to be uncomfortable all the time because somebody's messing with you.
Black
And
Power.
they don't even know they uncomfortable because they've been living like that all their life.
May I would like to jump on that because David touched on a lot of things that I agree with. There have been multiple communities that have gotten reparations. The Jewish community, America didn't even do anything to the Jews, and America paid the Jews reparations.
I know America paid them.
America. And I saw this when I was in Japan at the Nagasaki
Japan.
Memorial
Japan. I live in Japan.
Museum. So you've been there, right? Okinawa, sorry. The Japanese were paid by America reparations for what was done to them. They were held in internment camps. The only group of people that have been abused by American community, by America, and not paid were blacks. Anything else, the deal that the natives struck, where they get their own land, they get to police themselves. If you see my people in the street, you got to bring them back home. You can't do nothing to them. You got to bring them back to the native land or their territory. That is what we need to have, because if we cannot police ourselves, we're leaving our kids out there in the street. This is what David is saying about building your own cities. Defunds the cities that are polluting our children's minds and leading us astray. It immediately defunds their police program, their schooling system that leads our children's minds astray. It defunds all of that and brings it immediately to the system that we're creating. That's economics. If we're not investing, right now, my daughter does not go to regular school. And I told her, I said, baby, if you was in regular school, when you ask your teacher to use your computer to code, she's going to say no. You get to code at home. When you ask your teacher, can I learn Korean and Japanese on my computer? They're going to say no. She learns Korean and Japanese at home. When you ask your teacher, can I design cities or buildings on my computer? She's going to say no. You get to do that at home, sweetheart. So We are wasting our children's talent and time if we allow them to continue in these systems. She is building a shipping container home computer that we construct on our. They don't even know that they can. I'm wasting my daughter's time if I do this. She can't go to school now. I got money on this. Do you know that you can spend $12,000 untaxed on your child in your business? If I spend $12,000 and put it in a bank account now, by the time she's ready to go to college, she'll have enough for a college fund. We are wasting valuable time and money and resources by continuing to leave our children in these cities, in these public school systems. Do not give back. By building our own, right now, we are dramatically hastening and increasing the generational wealth that we will have later.
That's what we need to do.
I will
We need to teach that. We need to teach that. We need to teach that too. I mean, we just need to teach that, and that's the only thing we need to do, man. Is start teaching. I mean, create a community we can teach. I mean,
this is. I didn't teach this. She taught me. She found Minecraft and she's building communities in Minecraft. I was like, man, what else can you do? And we just started feeding her. My girl bought her a design program. She started designing homes. I'm talking about 16 on center, plumbing, electrical systems. It automatically generates. She doesn't have to do all of that. She's just making a pretty house and putting lighting in it. And the system automatically generates where the wires go, where the plumbings go, and you can print it and build it. Now, if we have by using technology and our children's creativity, this city can get built in a generation.
Oh yeah.
I have no doubt about it. Greg, I see your kids in the back right now. I'm pretty sure they have a passion or they're excited about something that can be profited on. Our daughter
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to send me the article or something so I can find out more information on that $12,000 free tax.
$1,000 tax free. I have to find out where I got that from, but I will definitely share it with you guys. If you just put your email in the chat, I can share with you land auction sites. We purchased 40 acres for $40,000. We only spent, I think, 14 initially, and they took it off the auction site. I don't know any other auction site where you can just put 14 up and you get 40 acres.
Wow.
Where you can get land. Anything, if there's anything that you want to put your email in the chat, if there's a specific topic that I spoke on that you want information about, share that as well, and I will get that to you.
Also your homeschool, say my wife and I, we're thinking about homeschool. Where do you get your lesson plans and stuff? Like how are you where are you getting like the curriculum and stuff so you can kind of, how do you know like where do you get all that stuff at?
My partner has a basic curriculum that she's got on, I don't remember the name. I don't want to mess it up. But that is for her mathematics, language arts, and sciences. I paid separately White Hat Junior for coding. The program for her to design is separate. We just add that on because she has time now. She spends maybe 3 hours a day working on what the school needs you. Now, this is what I'm talking about. They're wasting your kids' time. It takes them 3 hours a day to go through that curriculum. The rest of the time, they're playing, napping, singing songs. Then it's not value added. In that meantime, my daughter's having a blast learning Korean, Japanese, coding, all of that. You can interject whatever your kid is excited about can go in on the extra time, that extra 3 hours that they would be spending 6 to 8 hours in school. But I'll share with you the curriculum, that basic curriculum that we have.
I'll put share me that email. And
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Awesome.
How you doing, Greg?
Oh man, good. We just came from Texas. I had to do some studio sessions down here. Anybody? I don't know. I know Jerome. I don't think I know anybody else on here. I'm a music producer, so I travel and make beats and do mixing and mastering for people. So just leaving Texas.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I know at the beginning, you missed out the very beginning. What I did is like at the beginning, had everybody introduce your names to, do the names. So, you know, I was about to say that, but.
Oh, you good? Yeah, no, we just now getting on the road.
Are you coming back? You coming back?
Yeah,
You are coming back?
coming back.
Okay.
Hey, Greg. So you say you master music too?
Oh yeah, he's a
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm looking for a masterer. You play instruments. I mean, you Evansville?
Yeah.
So I'll
I'm always
probably be down there the
got
last weekend.
Where are you at?
I'm in Chicago now, but
I
I'll be
work
down
with
to mess
about.
with Jerome. I'll probably.
I'm gonna say, okay, I work with about 5 different artists. I work with Terry Lewis up there, some house guy. I work with a guy named Chuck Roberts up there. I produce for a guy named Charity Croft up there. I produce for quite a few people up there. Oh, you know them?
I know about Charity Croft. I don't know him personally. I know him through. I haven't met him, but
Yeah,
my
on his
partner's
informational
friend.
videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
So yeah,
producing.
so that'd be cool. I'm actually looking for a producer myself.
Okay. Yeah, I've been producing for Charity when he was like nobody. He was nobody. I was for him from the beginning. He didn't blew up now, but I still produce for him too. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I got your email now. I'll check you out.
All right, cool.
Actually, Jerome, you want to make it like a spreadsheet type of thing where like everybody's information can share with each other?
Yes. Yeah, like I said, this is my first time ever doing this. So, I mean, I can see if I can do this.
Yeah.
The thing is,
That's a part of an organization is to organize.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
like,
right. I can cut the chat into an email and just email the whole chat to everybody. It won't be that. It's not gonna be nice, but you'll have the whole.
Because I mean, because I ain't recording this whole thing. This whole thing is being recorded now. So,
Awesome.
I guess so I got this thing set up for 2 hours. So right now it's like 30 minutes left of this thing. So I guess there's something that I wanted to do. I've kind of I guess I'll stop it short within 10 minutes so I can get what's his name, Zavir, his information and get him the stuff he wanted to know about my contacts and stuff like that. So because I know this right here is going to be, this is just the start. So I want to keep this going. I don't know how long, I mean, when it's going to be the next one. I'll probably say another every 2 weeks or so. Because I think this is just the start. And I think this is kind of productive and everything, getting the ball rolling with some stuff.
Zavir, are you in Washington?
Yes, ma'am.
You in DC?
Washington State.
Washington State. Oh, okay. You out there in the wilderness.
Yeah. It's a lot of green out here. It's a lot of land out here too.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there.
There, David. Was you in the military?
Yes, sir. I met David in San Diego. We did A school together, He showed me the ropes, man. David was the man on campus, man. David knew
Oh,
everybody.
Navy.
Yes, yep. And the Navy brought me out here to Whidbey Island, and I've been out
Okay.
here.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
you met?
You got a boat?
No, I don't have a boat.
Okay. What was your job in the Navy?
I was a sonar tech, so I was looking for things. Yeah, so for
Yeah, I started as a boiler tech, went to AO, and then I see the last 11 years I was a supplies, just like David.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the supply guys, y'all are connected, well connected.
Okay.
Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you. Yes, we got a new baby back here. She
Yeah.
What? Yeah, congratulations, brother.
yeah, she's 3 months. Almost 3 months. 2.5, about 2.5, a little over 2.5 months.
Now look at that dad. He knows exactly how that's good dad work.
Yeah. I wouldn't show it to you, but she getting her breast time in.
Oh, okay, that's important.
Oh.
Getting her breast time, getting her milk in, so I ain't gonna disturb her.
Yeah, that's important. So it's a girl.
Yeah, her name is Kamaria.
Oh, okay. Jerome thought it was a boy.
No, I didn't.
Oh, look at that beauty. Look at
No,
that
I
beauty
didn't.
right there.
Yeah, no, it ain't a boy.
Hi.
Yeah, this dude right here chilling with me.
Man, he's so big already.
Oh, snap. Okay, we got to stop. Rachel, we got a
Yeah,
baby there.
listen, this has been my motivation for all this stuff. Like, look, I can't have this dude just be like in a world that's all messed up like that, you know.
Oh, look at him.
I gotta do something before he old enough to know better.
I know. I got 4 grown boys and I still want the world to be right for them, you know.
Wow.
David, you got a clean bald head, bro. You got a clean bald head.
Boy, me? Oh wait, hold on, bro. Wait, check it out. Check me out now.
Woo! What?
Oh,
Mr. Clean in the front.
okay.
All right.
Not a whole lot grows up right here, but yeah, this is what the ancestors like. I got some pictures I'm gonna post here in a minute, but this is what the ancestors gave it to me. They were like, "Hey man, it's warrior time. You got a message."
Okay. That's a new
Like, yo, I guess I got a message to give. Hold on. You know, every warrior, and every warrior got different parts of the war. All right, that's people forget. So they co-opted our warriors and turned them against each other and gave them different colors. So we got so many different types of warriors that we don't even understand the power that we have. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I was shaving one day and it just, you know, it started off as a little patch, and the next thing you know,
Mine's not receded per se, but mine's getting thin on the top. It's not receding, but it is getting thin on the top. So I'm gonna have to cross that bridge. I'm gonna have to cross that bridge one day.
So yeah, this. I mean, it's got to be more attention from people I already know than it has on the streets. But I'm waiting for somebody to say something to me on the street so that I can get into the whole conversation about Black liberation.
Yeah.
So how are you? So you selling drugs on the street, my brother? How is this uplifting your community? Okay, you're making this money for yourself, but how is this money that you're making? Okay, if you're gonna tell me that you don't have a plane, or you don't have a boat, and you got these drugs that are in your community, what are you doing to your community if you are taking what the government has brought in? Okay, there's a now government history or fact that J. Edgar Hoover and those involved in the Nicaragua Colombian drug trade brought that into the community and then infused the community with people who look like you for you to believe that this was the way to operate. So they co-opted your warriors, the ones who have a little less heart, that are able to kill easily and fought them against each other. And then they co-opted your entrepreneurs by getting them. You know how hard it is to sell drugs? You know how smart you gotta be to be able to do the process of selling drugs? Selling drugs ain't easy. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of ways and measurements and money and a lot of numbers. There's a lot that goes into the process. So I'm going to take what you do best or what you naturally do as a talent, and I'm going to make it illegal. And I'm going to make sure the thing that you are selling is depleting everyone around you.
Mm. Hey man, have you ever seen those memes where they had like the African dashiki hat on and the when the person's talking? or that one too, you know?
I'm about to meme it up, man. I'm about to tell you, this is like,
You know which one I'm talking about? You know which one I'm talking about? When they put the hats on. Let
The
me see here.
Khufu.
no.
I'm gonna find one and put it in the chat.
I would like before this ends, this is an open invitation to everyone in attendance. When we get our first Airbnb unit up and running on this property, I will invite you guys to visit, stay on the property, and see what is possible if ingenuity to have a self-sufficient, sustainable homestead and a duplicatable process. I would love to host you can do the show on location. You know what I'm saying? So people can see. Because I think one, people need to see it, that is real, that is possible by people that look like them. Two, they need to know that they can visit it, touch it, and be a part of it. If we make it duplicatable, if we can make the process simple, that people can adopt and adapt to themselves and their community, I think it'll catch on like wildfire.
Is that property in Washington also?
Yes, ma'am. And we'll also be building in Tennessee. We have a property that we're working on in Mexico as well.
Tangible solutions. Love it.
There we go.
Dude, very tangible solutions.
Hey, there we go.
Dude, I ain't never seen that one. Is it R. Kelly? Like R. Kelly.
Yeah, they look like R. Kelly.
There you go, Rachel.
Wow. So
This was very informative.
so I think what would be a good next time to do this a month, a week, 2 weeks, what? To try to do this again. Because I mean next I'm gonna keep this going and hopefully next time we go, I mean I just going. I want to keep this going and get some solid solutions and make things happen, man. Because this is what we need. Some solid solutions and everything.
The next 2 weekends might be kind of tight. I might even be able to fit in like a couple minutes in between the different traveling and events I got going on. So, but 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 3 weekends from now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get like I'm trying to test the waters and see like what'd be a good thing, like every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what.
And we can also stay in touch. Like, you know, we can use these platforms like Zoom or Facebook and start a whole group there and start like just having the discussions also written where we start like, you know, bringing different people in who have different skill sets. Because like I'm saying, we won't like build it, baby. Build it.
Well, I guess my thing, I want to have it where, yeah, I mean, we need, because the thing is because we need to start teaching. The whole thing is teaching. We need to teach and preach this stuff, man. I mean, we already know this problem. So the thing is like, hey, the problem is there, and we need to start really tapping into this. And because I mean, knowing how the military is, I know I learned this from the military, man. It's like, you know how you get in trouble, and they say, okay, and, you know, you get one of the counseling shits, and they say, okay, so what's the solution to this? So you're late. So you're late to work every day. So what's the fix? Yeah, you get an alarm clock. You get an alarm clock, right? That should fix everything, right? You know how they did that in the military or what have you. Is like every time. So there shouldn't be another reason why this would be happening again, you know. And that's what I'm trying to get to. Is like, man, we are trying to teach. We need to teach kids or something. I mean, we need to get people who's, yeah.
Jerome, could you put your email in the chat?
Yeah, I can do that. And let me see. How you do this? Where you do that?
The chat is
Hold on. Okay, I think chat. You said my email.
yes, sir. So I just shared a video of what that land looks like. It was the first time that we've ever visited it, and we shot it with our drone. So you guys can take a look at it.
You say you got a drone?
Yes, sir.
So what's your skill set, or what's your background? Or
Outside of the military, I worked at Boeing on the 787 line. Since then, I've traveled to Australia, Mexico to implement permaculture systems. So I went to Australia and Jordan just to learn if it was possible to build a sustainable homestead. So grow your own food, harvest your own water, and provide your own electricity. And what I learned in Australia was that yes, it is in fact possible. We raised on 66 acres. We had 2 herds of cattle. We raised rabbits, geese, quail, chickens.
this
ducks.
is all you doing?
This is the property that we managed in Australia. So I had a mentor in Australia that taught us all of this.
Okay.
So it was roughly a 10-man team that would handle 66 acres and all of those animals. And so we had to learn how to slaughter them, how to cook them. Every weekend it was your turn to cook food. I had to slaughter chickens, sheep, gut them.
That's what we need, man. This is what
I mean. This is the skill sets that I wanted to learn were how do you feed your own family, and how do you?
Yeah, I'm saying that's what we need. That's what we need.
That. And that's exactly what we need. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. And we did this with herbicides, antibiotics. So our food was clean. It was the cleanest food I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah.
Another thing here, I'm right now remodeling a property that I own. So I've done flooring, plumbing, electrical, carpentry,
That's what's up.
sheetrocking. So I'm slowly stacking skill sets to build the change that I want to see. I don't want my daughter to have to go back to schools where she doesn't feel welcome. She's in Washington right now. First time I took her to Atlanta, she
asked me if she was in Africa because of how many black people she saw. That's how displaced she is. And she doesn't see, she sees so few black people that she thought she was in another country, continent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Washington is pretty white.
It is. Yeah.
I know Memphis is like that. I know there's a lot, from what I understand, they got a museum, Egyptian museum or African museum, and there's a lot of African in that area because of the word Memphis. Memphis is from Kemet and everything, and there's quite a few. There's a little bit of history back down there of Africa down there. So, I guess what time is it? You got 15 minutes left and everything, but what I want to do is like send you my link for my I guess I'll put it in here. My link.
Hey everyone, it was good to meet you guys. I'll keep up with you guys. I actually got to run off of here, but it was good to meet you guys. Enjoy the conversation today.
Stay safe,
right.
Greg.
Greg, we'll send you the chat in an email. Expect that.
All right, sounds good. All right.
All right. Later, Greg.
All right, bye.
I know with this too, I know, like I said, I'm recording this too, so let me see now. Seeing my see what is it? DS.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Very,
I've been seeing David on his DSOG Mentals.
what's that? DSOG.
Oh, yeah, have you seen my I got a YouTube channel that I'm been doing these production at DSOG production dot. I don't know if you see that, but I just posted my my website, dsogproduction.website, where you can check out my my video, photography, and graphic design work. It need to be updated because I've been doing some more stuff lately, but yeah. So with closing, I guess my whole thing is my whole thing is just getting people to understand systems and how that stuff works. That's the bottom line. And
Hey man, we need to talk about this. We talk about this website, bro. Let me get this website started too. Look, I'm telling you, we can just get out. We can get out here easy, man. I feel like this can come together, like come together as in like we can build a city in 2 years. Okay, like this is like a 5-year plan of like, oh yeah, this thing
well,
is.
I mean, now with the city, how many people we talking about doing?
I mean,
for that city of 19 families, if they have 200 families to make a city, right? And I don't know what that equates as far as numbers because each family is different. I think it's roughly about 4 people or 2.5 for a family. If there's 3 people in each family, that means there needs to be 600 people. Now, what they found out was that if they get up to a certain population, then you get federal funding. Now you dipping into pockets. You get to use that pool that you've been contributing to with your tax base. So things change.
NFAC, he was into that. You ever heard of NFAC?
No, sir.
NFAC was the Not Fucking Around Coalition.
Okay.
And they was, I mean, that's I know you know about the Breonna Taylor, right? The Breonna Taylor case.
Yes, sir.
I know they came down to Louisville. I drove down there and took pictures. NFAC is like the Black Panthers 2.0. It's like the nowadays, because they had all of them. He's like worldwide right now. Worldwide, carrying guns like they're like the Black Panthers. I mean, they are suited and booted, and the whole thing about them, they are for fighting for the blacks. But I quit following him because to me, he's more like he was like a smooth over person, like a who was the Rainbow Coalition, who was the name?
He's more like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton.
Yeah, I mean, at first he came out, and I know he was threatened by the Ku Klux Klan. They went down to the down in what's that place in North Carolina? The mountain, with the 4 faces on it.
Are you talking about
Rushmore? Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I mean, that's where like the KKK. That's their like down there is like their the base out of or whatever. And so,
Are you talking about Stone Mountain in Georgia?
Yeah, Stone Mountain in Georgia. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the Sisters of the Confederacy paid for that carving, and that's the Klan's sisterhood.
Yeah. So I mean, what happened was they was confronted, say at 4th of July, whatever. They said at a certain time they're gonna start shooting. They're gonna start shooting the blacks. So NFAC, the guy named is Grandmaster Jay. Him and his buddies, he took like 3,000 people down there to their front door and said, "Okay, we here. So what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna start shooting and all that?" We went down and confronted them with that, and that's the first time I ever heard them being on the scene. I got pictures when I went to Louisville. Fast forward for Breonna Taylor, they went down there to help out Breonna Taylor to get the ball rolling on that. When they did that, the ball started rolling because they went down there. He was going to bring 5,000 deep, but it wasn't enough room for them. So he brought 3,000 down there and got the ball rolling on that. But after that, a month later, they went down there for the Kentucky Derby and they shut that down. They shut that down because of that. And ever since then, he ain't really heard from them pretty much. I think he just did that to make a scene to be known. But I mean, that's something that they did. So
we'll find that on your website.
No, I don't. I have it on my Facebook page, but I can see some of those pictures if you want to see some of them.
I would just like to find NFAC.
Yeah, in fact, it's on. In fact, I know you can go to YouTube, type in NFAC. I know now the last time they was in Louisville, they had a federal case going against them because they was going through a walkthrough, and so they pointed the gun up in the sky. They was doing a walk around. They pointed the gun up on the roof, pointed at one of the people, and so now they have a federal case for him pointing his gun at a federal officer or something like that. But I got 5 more minutes. I guess if you want, on my website, if you want to get in contact with me, you can hit me up on my website or through my email. Because I know, like I said, I got 5 more minutes for this, and I will keep in contact with y'all to let y'all know when I'm going to be doing the next forum or whatever. And hopefully there'll be a lot more people. I was expecting a little bit more people than this. Because out of 70 people that I sent this to, I see only 1 to 3 people showed up. So it's like, wow.
Hey man, look, expectation leads to disappointment. Okay, So if you're expecting too many people to be coming out and doing this thing, now everybody want to get their fingers dirty or their back broken. So
Hey, I
you
was,
know.
I was, I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't expecting a large bunch. I was willing to waiting to see how many people will show up for this. I was like, okay, now I see.
Baby steps, baby.
No, I mean, I already know about this. This is not my first, because I have my Blog Talk radio show and all this other stuff too. So I mean, this is not my first time doing something like this. So it's the first time I'm doing a forum like this, and so hopefully my next time, I mean, I'll do a little bit more marketing for it. So I'm pleased with this. I'm pleased with it to start. Like I said, you never know until you get it going.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of talk in. I think
Yeah.
I think it went well for the people that were here. I think it went well. I learned a lot, from everybody. So I'm feeling good about it.
Feel good.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said I feel good. I'm motivated. I agree with Janice. I learned quite a bit. I'm glad that there are other like-minded individuals. I think that you're hosting this. I think you will attract more like-minded individuals. And I for sure will have you out once we get this, once we get the septic and the well and the solar. I want everybody to have an example of what is possible.
I can't wait.
Just a few people. This will only be maybe, outside of the children that are involved. We're talking about just 4 adults putting this together. David with his family side, maybe they could make 6, but we can build something tangible, like you said, that is duplicatable, easily duplicatable.
Start getting those plots, start homesteading, showing people how to do it. And
That's your sister?
that's my son.
I mean, that was on the screen.
Oh yeah, my little sister. And then Zavir, I want to get up with you, man, because I got some. So I'm sure you have a civil engineer somewhere or electrical engineer that you may know, because I have I have this vision on this power source, and I want to see if I can build it and see if it's tangible.
Let's talk about that. Man, I'm excited, brother.
Yeah, I had this vision, man. I had this vision. So I was like, you know what? I think this might be possible. This power thing might be way easier than given credit for. So
Are you talking about geothermal?
I'm talking about basically working similar like to a windmill with magnets, using the different polarities of magnets.
I hate to cut you short. You got 1 minute left, man. Before
Yeah, I know you're about to go. Go ahead, Alfie. Go ahead.
No,
But look,
no,
we're gonna talk anyway, though. You know we're gonna talk.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yes, sir.
exchange information and everything, and keep in contact, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll send everybody the chat now. I got it in the email, so I'm gonna send that to you guys now.
All right.
I hopefully you don't cut off or anything. So, all right, y'all.
All right. Well, one love, people. Love and travels.
Thanks for the invite. I
feel good
appreciate
about
it.
this whole thing. So,
Hey man, peace coming through. We all talk soon.
all right, y'all. All right.